So I'm going to be playing my Druid through World of Warcraft, The War Within, rather than my Hunter. Why? Because I played my Hunter through Dragonflight as the main character and switched to the Druid later. I think at the end of the day, I like the Hunter a lot. I've played it many, many times over the years in various forms in various other games, going all the way back to my first Ranger, who was my first main in EverQuest. And even before that, playing archers through Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2 and all the other games I played. I've always favored like the Robin Hood idea. And so the Hunter, you know, just a bow-wielding character. But when I played Baldur's Gate 3, and even before that I had dabbled a little bit, I began to have an appreciation for the Druid as a concept. That's not why I chose it here, but this is my rambling video, so you have to stick with me. The Pillars of Eternity 1, 2, Baldur's Gate 2, probably the Pathfinder games at some point. I know Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. I've dabbled in Druids as like an alt character that I brought up. Baldur's Gate 3, I made the Druid my main character going through. I did a Moon Druid on my live stream, and I'm never going to regret that decision. That was a hell of a lot of fun to play as a shape-shifting Druid. So I have chosen to go with the Druid here. Not for those reasons, but I did end up creating a Druid just because I thought it would be cool to have a different character. Because at the time, it was probably midway through our Dragonflight raiding, we were starting to get an overabundance of hunters on the raid. And I'm flexible because I do this for a living, and other people are more fixated on their classes, and I'm totally okay with that. I don't mind having multiple characters. So I went and made a Druid, and the balanced Druid, the Moonkin, was the one that appealed to me the most. And it has been an absolute blast to play, combined with the fact that I also love the flexibility of the Druid, which allows me to, on the fly, I can fill any slot in a group. Want me to tank? No problem. It's not my forte. I do prefer the Moonkin form, but I have tanked for every guild we've ever done. I've main tanked every guild we've ever done, going all the way back to my EverQuest 1 days. I'm okay not needing to be a tank as a main. But I can step in and fill that role if needed. And then healer. I mained a healer in EverQuest 2 through the first few years, the first few expansions, and quite enjoyed the Warden. So using the restorative side of the Druid is also not unfamiliar. It's not my favorite thing to play, but it's not unenjoyable. And when you're on a Wednesday night and you're wanting to help all the guild groups get going, it's good to be able to fill any slot that you want to. It's a nice feeling. But ultimately, what sold me, and I've talked about this in another video, we're going to do it here. Hang on, I got to get the controller turned on. Let's get this flipped over from the Xbox to the PC. All right, controller's good to go. And yes, I play with a controller, everybody. I use my Xbox Series X controller. I've got some video guides up for those of you who want to know how to play with a controller. I raid with a controller. I've main tanked dungeons and raids with a controller. Healing is the one I've been sort of working on in the background. It's like I can do it fine in single groups, like normal guild groups, on the controller, because the selection of characters, I just have it bound to my directional pad. And so I have the main tank on the left, always target the main tank, and then I have it set up to go through target members, through party members on the right. So I can just, in essence, I can just cycle through. I can't click as quick as I could if I was doing mouse and keyboard. And then there are healing add-ons that you can get, which make healing even easier on the mouse and keyboard. So I don't really prefer to heal on this with the controller, but we do what we can. I love the rest of it, and here's why. One of the biggest things that sold me on the Druid is, so when they moved to the new Dragonflight / Adaptive Flight / Dynamic Flight, birds are no longer static, and so I can full on fly my bird around in bird form. I can portal around like this. Spinning's a good trick. Like, come on, guys. Dive bomb. I just absolutely love zooming around as a bird. This honestly is what sold me. Is being able to run around in flight form because that is going to be so much fun. So I have quite enjoyed my time as a druid through Dragonflight. This was my second druid in World of Warcraft. My first druid was back during when World of Warcraft Classic launched. Um, that was my first experience with World of Warcraft. I never played it when it was live earlier back in the days because I was playing EverQuest 2. But when World of Warcraft Classic launched, I did go through World of Warcraft Classic for about 6 months, and then about 3 months before Wrath of the Lich King Classic, I came in and played, and we did our community again, and we did about 3 months of Burning Crusade into the launch of Wrath of the Lich King and then Wrath of the Lich King Classic. So I've played those two versions of Classic, and when Classic launched, my first alt was a Druid, and then I had a Hunter because I was boxing at the time. I had a Hunter box that I ran with me, and that was amazing. It was an amazing combo to just run around in Classic and quest with. I had so much fun. The Druid was a lot of fun when I played it then, and so getting into it here was more familiar territory. Plus, it had been several years since I had done the Druid in World of Warcraft. So I am spec'd um, as normal, or balanced, I should say. Normal, balanced. I am balanced Druid, which is the Moonkin. I am spec'd thusly for those of you who want to dive into this. I do not know what I'm going to do um, yet with hero talents. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go like full on DPS mode because that's the main way I play this character. When I'm on raids, I play him as DPS. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. I only do tanking in groups or healing groups if it's absolutely necessary, or if we're on a raid encounter that we've thrown our head against 6, 7, 8 times. You know, when we get up to like 10, 12 times, that's when I'll go, okay, you know what? I'll move over to healer and cover the extra heals. Or you know what? I'm going to move over and help as an off tank and do this. So being able to be flexible like that is nice, even though I am not 100% spec'd in that direction. But I will be probably going some form of DPS spec for this. And then, yeah, going through the War Within on my Druid. So anytime you see me live doing the War Within question, you're going to see me on my Druid. We're going to be moving forward. I can't wait to see if there are new forms to be purchased or earned somehow. I would love some more cool bird forms. Like I love my Raven, but I really would love to get like the one that's at the end of the Legion quest line. It's like an owl-looking creature. I would love to get it, but I have no time to go and play an extra expansion. I did start down the path of doing it, and I went about 10 hours deep before I realized it was probably going to be about 40 hours of questing to get to that owl form, and I was like, I just don't have that kind of time right now to run through the entirety of Legion. But maybe at some point I will go continue that, but in the meantime, I would love to see what new forms we're going to get in the War Within. I'm very excited to be able to cruise around in these underground zones that look like they're above ground zones and explore them because I know they've built them with verticality in mind. And like I said, just zipping around, oops, in bird form. Let's see if I can do that a little bit better. Is just way too cool. I'm gonna see if I can't. Oh man, I'm gonna screw this up. This is way too much fun. So to be able to do this anywhere is a great joy, but also being able to do it in the new zones. I am looking forward to this. Of course, you can scroll in and scroll out. Give yourself as much view as you want if you want to be farther back from your from your bird as you cruise around, go up above the trees. I like to get up right around in here is pretty good for me. You can change the angle, obviously. Let's get an even better view of Stormwind as we come back in for a landing. This is one of the reasons I love playing this character. Doing flying in particular on a controller is this kind of shit, because I can just sit back and just, here we go. Let's go ahead and do a dive bomb and hopefully not die. Boom! Boom shakalaka! That's it, everybody. That's all I got today. Daily streams here and on Twitch, 11 a.m. Central Time. Hopefully see you live. Don't forget, we're on the Moon Guard server. If you want to come join us, let us know.